Hello and welcome to Communicate Grades podcast, where we teach you tips and tricks to level up your communication in your professional and personal life. I'm Emma Roy.
And I'm Tracy Poe.
And we're so excited to be here today. Stop making me laugh. We're so excited to be here today. We are talking about the 5 love languages, and it's been our little series leading up to Valentine's Day.
Mm-hmm.
You're so smiley. It's making me smile. Last week we talked about receiving gifts. And so if you haven't gone and listened to, we've had a freeze. Texas has had some weather. And so talking about quality time, we have all been cooped up in the house. When Texas snows, it freezes because of the humidity. So like everything shuts down. You're stuck in the house. I mean, so a lot has happened between now and the last podcast. So we did talk about receiving gifts, and we're talking about words of affirmation. Nope. We're talking
Quality time.
Oh my gosh. It's
Quality time.
Can we call it snow brain? Should we start that? I think we're gonna start that.
Sure.
Snow brain.
Sure.
Anyways, so we're gonna be talking about quality time, which is just so perfect after this past week. I'm gonna let Tracy kind of start. It is my husband's top love language, so I do have some things to say as well. So Tracy, why don't you go ahead and kick us off?
Okay. So for those who've been listening, you've heard this, and a lot of people know what the love languages are. They've been around forever. Dr. Gary Chapman, years ago in his counseling, started noticing that not everyone gived and received love the same way. And so he poured through his notes and he found basically 5 main categories. And so we started this series with acts of service. And then we did words of affirmation. And last week was receiving gifts. And this week is quality time. So he noticed that we all have different personalities. And with different personalities, we do give and receive love differently. So quality time. Now, going back to the former weeks, I kind of summed up each one. And so the summary of quality time is connection. That is what matters to the person who has quality time as their top love language or one of their top love languages. So Emma, talk about Andrew, because you said that is his top love language. Talk about how he feels about quality time, how you see that in him.
Okay, I was going to say I don't really want to talk for him, but what I can see, he loves quality time. I mean, like this past week, it was snowing, and so it was like everything we did together. If I was doing the dishes, he was right there helping me putting them up as I like picked them up out of the dishwasher. If I was loading the dishes, he was at the sink rinsing them before I loaded. And so, I mean, if I was laying in bed, which I didn't really do much of, but he would just be there, quality time is so big for him. Even as like, if I have to go get gas, he's like, well, do you want to wait when I get off and I get home so we can go together? Or do you want to like get off work and meet me at the gas station? Just because I think a lot of, for him also, quality time is his way of being protective almost. Because he knows if he's with me, at least if something were to happen, we could take care of the situation together rather than just me dealing with it by myself or him dealing with it by himself. So I think that might kind of be, he's a very big protector. So I think that might be kind of one of his things. I don't know. I've never really talked to him about that. I was kind of talking about it and a light bulb clicked. But I mean, like going to Home Depot, he wants me there. Going to the grocery store, he wants me there. Going to the post office, he's like, well, I'll go with you. Let's wait till this time. Just because quality time is so big for him. And, I know a lot of people say like, marry your best friend. And in a way, I do feel like I did because he is my best friend and I love hanging out with him. Like, I really do. It's not just one of those things where I'm like, oh, I love hanging out with him. Everything's so perfect. No, like I actually enjoy. Like, I would so much rather go to the post office with him, even if I have to wait till he gets off work or I get off work, rather than going alone.
Right.
It's a lot of spending time together and bonding and just talking about things. So.
But I would add to that. So one of the cautions that I'll talk about that a little bit, but one of the cautions for people who have quality time as their top love language is just being together doesn't necessarily equate to quality time. So one of the things
Yes.
I know to be true of you and Andrew is in the car when you're running errands, you are engaged with each other.
Mhm.
You are not on your phone if he's driving or vice versa. You are actually engaged with each other and talking. And so that is a huge deal to somebody who has quality time as their primary or top love language. So
Yes. So I wanna
that is
throw in
something.
okay.
Yes. Go, no,
I
go,
do wanna
go.
throw in something just of you saying that. One of the things you're so right. I mean, if we're on our phones, it's not really quality time in his eyes. In mine, honestly, it is. It's not anymore, but it used to be. I'd be like, "Well, I'm right next to you." That's not the
Right.
same thing. Like, I
Mm-mm,
love movie nights. I don't know why. I
mm,
just love I'm one of those people I could watch the same movies over and over again. He
mm,
hates movie nights because it's not quality time. We're not sitting there talking
mm,
and connecting. We're both watching a screen in silence. You know what I mean? Or maybe like a
mm-hmm,
couple comments here and there on the movie. But he is
mm-hmm,
like a movie night is not quality time for him. Quality time for
mm-hmm.
him is going to dinner, not being on our phones. Like I told you, when we went back to the ICU, I said something
That
like,
was
"Whoever."
that was episode 21?
Yeah, it was
21?
ICU, and it was really just about
Mhm.
putting the other person first and like being open to understanding all of their needs. I guess
Connecting
you could
with
say, yeah,
them,
connecting.
validating them.
When we're at a restaurant, if I get a notification and I check my phone, he'll be like, "Okay, you checked your phone first. Like, I want to go to Harbor Freight after this." You know what I mean? And so to him, quality time is like no screen time, just actually full on engaging and connecting, not just sitting next to each other and quiet, but like,
Mhm,
I mean, we never run out of things to talk about. So always
mhm,
just engaging, connecting,
mhm.
listening, having the right intentions rather than just, oh, let's sit next to each other and scroll through TikTok on our
Right,
phones.
right,
So
right,
back
right.
to you.
So those are the things that you kind of hit on some of what my points are. So quality time is about the connection. It's about put your phone down, turn the TV off, let's make eye contact. Let's really engage in that active listening. Let's pay attention to each other. And so that is really what quality time is about, so that that person, it feels heard and seen and connected with, right? Does that make
Yes.
sense?
Sorry, I had to
So,
mute my mic.
no, it's
My
okay. I couldn't
my
tell.
fur dogs are playing and I'm telling them no quit it.
I I have a very sleepy one next to me, so I don't know if the
Oh.
camera can pick him up laying on his blanket or not. But anyhow, so the other caution that I started to talk about, in addition to just because you're together, spending time together, it does not necessarily equate as quality time. The other thing is that with the busyness of life, if you are not making regular efforts to have that quality, uninterrupted, focused on each other time, for that person, it's going to feel disconnected. It's going to feel lonely. It's going to feel maybe empty to them. And so it is super important. Well, like with every love language, it's super important to learn how to speak that love language to that person. But years ago, your pediatrician actually said to me, because I had your brother already, and so she said, just make sure you have at least 15 minutes of uninterrupted, devoted time for Nick. You know, newborn babies take a lot of time out, right? But so, and I'd heard that somewhere else. If you can spend 15, I'm assuming it's your fur babies that you're laughing about,
Yes.
but
Can you hear me? I tried to mute
oh,
the
I can
mic.
hear their. Mm,
Well, I was muting the mic because my dogs, this is a rabbit, are big window watchers and they will sit out the window
oh,
all day and like
hmm,
lose their mind over
right.
a butterfly. Like full on just get freaked out, riled up. And so
Mhm.
Hammy barked at a squirrel and I was going, Hammy, quit it. And she came up to me, she's full of attitude. She came up to me and she like kind of got near me and just went, "Ruh." I was like, okay, okay. You do
I
you,
did not
girl.
hear that.
Okay, good, because I muted it because I was like, I'm like, "Okay, Hammy, get
That's
over
funny.
here."
That's
Anyways,
funny.
yes.
So back
Sorry.
to what I was saying.
Yes.
Um, So I'd heard somewhere else 15 minutes a day. So even if you can't spend an hour of quality time every single day, on the days that you can't have more quality time, make sure you have at least 15 minutes of uninterrupted time where you can sit, look, whatever, and ask the person, so what do you want to do for our quality time, and let them pick what that quality time looks like. So Emma, those are my thoughts, pretty short and sweet today. um, do you have any? So Andrew's top is quality time. What are some things that he likes to do that is quality time in his mind?
Oh goodness. Okay. He loves working on his car. So
Hmm.
if he's working on his car, he wants to teach me. And there
Mm.
are so many different names and words for that mechanical stuff, and I listen, but he'll sit there and just I swear he makes up these names sometimes, and he just wants to teach me. So,
Hmm.
I mean, he wants to teach me how to change the coolant, how to change the oil pump filter, how to change, like, just anything. How
Hmm.
to He wants to teach me. Another thing, we're big into house, like home renovation, renovating our house, and so
Hmm.
if he is watching a YouTube video on how to apply a tile backsplash, he wants me
Hmm.
right there watching with him, and he'll pause the video every like 15 seconds to tell me what he thinks about it. So he'll tell me, he'd be like, "Oh, I saw this is like the best like grout to apply." And then we'll play the video for a little bit, and then he'll be like, pause it in another 15 seconds or 30, I don't know how many. He's like, "This is the best tool to use. What do you think? Do you remember seeing this?" And he just wants me to engage and see
Hmm.
that, learn with him
Hmm.
almost. And
Right,
then
right.
if we go to like Home Depot, Lowe's, Harbor Freight, he will sit in the tool aisle for like an hour and just talk with it's more talk to me because I don't know anything about tools, but like compare all of them. He wants to tell me
Hmm.
like this is for this is for this. And I always mess with him. I'm like, "Why do you tell me these things? I don't remember what I had for breakfast this morning." And he always
Hmm.
tells me, it's actually, like I said, it's kind of a protection thing. He's like, "Well, if there's ever any reason I'm not with you or you're doing something by yourself, I want you to learn and know like
Mm.
what you can use these for." And so once
Hmm.
he told me that, I was like, "Okay, I need to pay attention, because he's right. What
Right.
if one of my pumps goes out in my car or something and I need to change it, and that one time I wasn't listening to him?" So
Hmm. Hmm.
um that's quality time. We are big. I'm not, but I have video game people. Um he likes video games. And so we will sit side by side and split screen it on Call of Duty and just talk the whole time, laugh the whole time, joke around because I'm horrible. So that's quality time to him. He loves bowling. He loves bowling. Like, it is a competitive thing for us. We trash talk a little bit. So, I mean, really just anything. If I want to go to the gym, he's right there with me. He loves
Hmm.
to talk while
Hmm.
we work out, and I'm over here like hyperventilating because I walked for 5 minutes. And so just any time where we can spend time together and we can talk, and he can tell me what he thinks about things, and I can give him my opinion on what I think about
Hmm.
things, anything like that. But like I said,
So,
he is so anti movie night because he's like, "We can't talk. We just sit there and watch the movie."
right.
So
I
I
was
think
going to
it's funny.
say, so hit one of the ways he likes to share quality time is just by talking,
Oh
right?
yeah, he
Hmm.
is a learner. Like, he
Hmm.
will do research on something. If I mention a type of food that I want to try,
Hmm.
he will research it and learn every single possible thing about it just so we can have that conversation and that connection. So he is a big
Wow.
learner, big researcher. He
Hmm. He is.
loves knowing all the little things about all of my interests and his interests and possible interests. So it's a
Hmm.
very neat thing,
Hmm.
and that's honestly probably one of the things I love about him most is how willing he is to learn about anything important to
Hmm.
other people.
I
So yeah.
love it. And that yeah, I can see that he'll ask me questions periodically. So yeah, he loves to engage. And
Yes.
so again, in a nutshell, quality time is really just about being in the moment and connecting.
Yes.
So there
Yes.
you go, Emma. So what do you have to send us out?
I have listener of the week. We have
Oh,
my
yeah.
cousin, Hannah. She sent us a really sweet message maybe a week or two ago, just saying like, "Hey, I caught up on all your podcasts. I love them so much." She was just very sweet and encouraging, telling us her feedback, which we
Mhm.
love to hear. So,
Mhm.
Hannah, if you listen to this one or watch it now, oh my gosh, my dogs are getting hyper. If you are seeing this one, we love you. You're the best listener of the week. I hope everyone has a fantastic week, and we will talk to you next Monday. My girls are playing, and that's what's happening right now. So have a fantastic week.
Bye.